Yo, come on, come all, nothing but love, nothing but respect. You know what we do, what we don't, what we is, what we isn't, and what we is here today. That is right. We are bringing back, for those of you that don't know, we've tried to make many videos of these sorts of things in the past, but a lot of them have failed due to technical difficulties. But now I have my stuff together and I'm doing the YouTube thing a bit more consistently, right? We are going to be doing a One Piece tier list. More specifically, I wanted to do a One Piece Supernova tier list, not just because I am New World Supernova, but because, quite frankly, I want to see, I want to have a statement of how I view the Supernova at this very point in time to see if it changes by the end of Wano or even by the end of the series, okay? And so there are a few characters that we don't really get to see that much of that are probably going to rank a little lower or on the lower side of things that I would like to see whether or not I change my mind in the future. So, without beating around the bush, we're going to get straight into this, but just before we do, you know what you can do to help out the channel. That's right, you can like and subscribe, hit the bell icon for more notifications for content like this, especially if you like seeing tier lists, because I can get in the habit of making them a bit more frequently and make some really interesting ones, alright? And even just use this format to help show visuals and that, because I am trying to work on having some visual aids for this channel for a bit of eye candy other than my hideous self, alright? So, without wasting any more time, alright, we're going to be jumping straight into the tier lists. And look, there's no way to just sort of deny this. At this point in time in the story, there is a clear supernova that is leagues out the front of the other supernova, and that is Luffy, okay? Not only has he utilized his devil fruit in an ingenious way, okay? He has made tremendous leaps and bounds with his devil fruit, right? But he has made tremendous leaps and bounds with his haki. He not only has a devil fruit, alright, but he has armament haki, observation haki, conqueror's haki. He has advanced armament, advanced observation, and advanced conqueror's haki, okay? So, look, there's just no denying, no lying. At this point in time in the story, Luffy is definitively the strongest supernova, with maybe some debates of contention whether or not some people might elevate to his level, okay? But just off the cuff, at the moment, Luffy is number one, okay? Next up, we have the one and only right-hand man of Mr. S himself, alright? We have Roronoa Zoro, the man who wants to be the world's greatest swordsman, Mr. Marimo himself, alright? And I'm going to be honest. Zoro has shown ridiculous feats. Zoro is an absolute tank. He's a monster. He is just hands down a creature more than a man, okay? And so, look, this might upset some people, but for everything he's got going for him, he is just not quite on Luffy's level, okay? Luffy just has a little bit more than Zoro. Okay, so I have to put Zoro at an S-. Okay, that isn't to say that he's not ridiculously strong. And by the end of the video, when I finish ranking all of the Supernova, I'll kind of give a gauge of where I think S and A- is compared to some other characters in the world. But look, at this point in time, I can't really put Zoro on Luffy's exact level. I mean, we have Luffy currently in the story going mano-a-mano against a Yonko, and although Zoro blocked an attack from 2 Yonko, blocking an attack from 2 Yonko as opposed to putting the pressure on a Yonko hand to hand, it's a big difference, okay? And there's no lying about it, and there's no beating around the bush about it, okay? That being said, we come to the next swordsman on this list, okay? The Surgeon of Death, probably one of my favorite characters in the entire story. When I was first reading and watching One Piece, Zoro was my favorite character for a majority of the story, for the first half of the story. That changed when Law was introduced, and by all gods, that definitely changed when we hit Punk Hazard and Dressrosa, alright? That's just how I view and enjoy his character in terms of personality. In terms of physical strength, I can't... As a swordsman, Zoro is leagues above Law. As an all-around combatant, I can't put Law anywhere other than on par with Zoro. The man, the man just straight up has utility through the roof, okay? Not only does he have ridiculous utility in being able to control and manipulate an environment, he has high offensive attacks with Gamma Knife, Scalpel, okay? He Countershock. Law is stacked with attacks, alright? And as of the recent few chapters, alright, not only is Trafalgar D Water Law stacked with attacks, but he has his antibacterial curtain, an attack that was able to block something that one hit KO'd, pretty much, Luffy at the beginning of this arc. That is a huge defensive feat, okay? Because we later have found out that those sorts of attacks are infused with Conqueror's Haki. So I don't know what to tell you other than Law's just an S-. Again, Law and Zoro, not quite as good as Luffy. They just aren't as stacked as the main character himself, but they are definitely deserving of being close enough with him, especially being that rooftop level kind of combatant, alright? You know what I'm talking about, and you know what I mean. If you're in the know, you know. But what I do not know is really where to put the next character on this list, and that is Capone Gang Beige. The only good father. The only quote-unquote good father in One Piece. Look, Capone, I love him, alright? He's an enjoyable character. Whole Cake Island, I went from probably thinking Capone was my least favourite Supernova to... He had contention, alright? He's an enjoyable character. He's a funny dude, alright? But I do have to say, and this list is a tier list of strength, alright, mind you. So, Capone doesn't really have any offensive abilities. You can't separate Capone and his crew in terms of a combat situation. But that being said, Capone, even with his crew, they have AC Prism Spear, which is useful if they get in close quarters with, a Devil Fruit user. But for the most part, and if we're talking realistically, his Castle Fruit, not really that good. Big Father seemed really impressive at the time until 3 or 4 hits from a Harkulus Big Mum had him on the ground bleeding, saying he was about to die, okay? Again, impressive at the time, but for now, Capone is going to go in an A, alright? I'm sorry, he's just not on it at the moment, and it pains me to say, but the longer the series has gone on, the worse his feats have been shown, okay? And, I mean, he might have a higher bounty than some of the other people on this list, but the other people on this list have a wider range of versatility and ways to deal with a character, other than just sitting there and not being killed, alright? Which, I mean, look, at this point in time, a projectile sword slash is doing significant damage to him. Gear 3 level attacks and above are doing significant damage to him, alright? Capone's stone. If you can break stone in the One Piece world, you're beating Capone by the end of the day, alright? Oh, to an extent. So, look, I'm sorry. He's an A for now. He might even have to slip down to an A-, but hey, that is what it is. Next up, we have the one and only Red Flag Turncoat X Drake. And look, I'm just going to slap him clean in at an A+ there. For a long time, I thought this man was going to have gains. I thought he was going to be Zoro's matchup in the Wano arc, because Zoro being a 3-sword style user, Drake having dual-wield swordsmanship, even though one's a mace club axe, and the other's a form of javelin rapier, alright? Regardless, I thought they were going to have a great sword clash, considering X-Drake would have had the bonuses of being an ancient zone and a swordsman, okay? And you could roughly say that Drake is a, reasonable Vice Admiral level opponent at this point in time, considering he was a Rear Admiral pre-time skip. But look, we got a little bit of a clash between Drake and Zoro, and then Zoro's proceeded to outdo Drake in front of his own eyes and have Drake essentially admit defeat by admitting that he just wasn't on that same tier. He's A+, but he weren't no S-, you know what I mean? So, I'm just saying, All right. Okay, now we come to Takashi 69. I mean, Basil Hawkins. Look, Basil Hawkins. He's an interesting character. He's gonna be one of these characters that's a lot harder to power scale. All right. Ooh. Okay. Do you know what? I'm gonna say it now. I'm gonna move Capone down to an A minus. Sorry, Capone fans. All right. It is what it is. I'm going to put Basil Hawkins. All right. The man, the myth, the weed whacker, up here in this. Oh. Oh, it's so hard. A plus or A? A plus or A? Ooh. Alright, I'm going to have to put him in A for now, okay? Look, Hawkins is strong. Hawkins has got 10 lives. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt the same amount as I would Capone, alright? He's got the 10 lives. He can manipulate fate. He is a great combatant. But, I mean, you stick him near an open flame, dude's losing lives quick. We saw pre-time skip. Kizaru just 1 death, 2 death, 3 death, 4. He can get taken out pretty easily. Film Stampede, okay? One Piece Film Stampede, alright? He literally died from a backhand from Douglas Bullet, alright? I'm sorry, Hawkins has just got no durability about him as an individual. He's got some reasonable combative skills, and he might creep up to an A+, but in all honesty, his whole fearful nature comes from the fact that you've got to kill him 10 times. Apart from that, like, I don't know, like, I know at the moment he's saying he's got a 92% chance of beating Killer, right? But that could just be gaslighting, and in all honesty, I saw Zoro backhand 3 lives away from this dude, okay? And I'm not putting Killer too far off what Zoro was, okay? So I'm sorry. Hawkins, you're an A, buddy. You're an A. Then we get to Luffy's biggest rival in the Supernovas, alright? The man, the myth, the redhead, the one-armed agenda. Yes, I'm talking about Shaman, useless Captain Kid. Look, Kid's going S-, alright? I would wish he was an S, but he's not, alright? I am tossing up between S- and A+. I have to put him at an S- because he seems like he's holding his own with Law and Zoro against the Yonko. He's got Conqueror's Haki, so we now have 3 Supernova with Conqueror's Haki, and they're all sitting near the top of this. But, I mean, like, look, I'll be the first to admit, go back in my videos. I got an old video, it's probably my most viewed video on this channel, saying why Kid definitely has advanced armament or second level Rio, and I tell you what, that video has not aged well. He's been able to put some hurt on Kaido, which is more to be said for a lot of these characters, but he's an S-, and he's got growth. He needs growth, alright? Him and Law, they need to step up if they want to be on Luffy's level, and that's just a fact, okay? Now, next up, we have Kamazo, the man slayer, the killer. That isn't right. We're talking about Killer. Look, it's kind of fitting he's in black and white here because he's all over the place. He was able to hurt Kaido, but Hawkins is saying that he's going to beat him 9 out of 10 times, okay? I'm going to put Killer at the A+ range, okay? I'm going to put Kid and Killer just a step below Luffy and Zoro, okay? Just for the moment, because I feel like at this point in time in the story, Kid and Killer still need to grow. They're going to get some Haki blooms, alright? Why am I putting Killer above Hawkins when Hawkins is saying he's going to flog him 9 out of 10 times? There might be a matchup setting, but in all honesty, from what I've seen from Killer, being able to do sound wave attacks and just essentially having a weed whackers for hands, I don't see why he should be struggling super hard against Hawkins. And in all honesty, I see Killer's road throughout the rest of the story is doing what Zoro did at the beginning of the arc, taking on Hawkins, potentially taking on Drake, and then taking on Apu potentially. I feel like that could be the stepping stones for Killer going forward. Alright? Now, we have a Rouge. Big boy, the papa himself, Beardo the Magnificent, the guy that took out Snack. I'ma put him at A. There's a reason for this, okay? I can't put him lower than A because, in all honesty, I actually can't see Capone having beaten any top 3 commander as of yet in the story. I don't think I have seen a top 3 commander that Capone could definitely beat. We know that a Rouge, right, beat a 4th division commander, but we also don't know the situation in which he beat that commander, alright? We know that Kid injured a Sweet commander. We know that Arouge defeated Snack. It could be implied that Arouge beat Snack after Kid had already hurt Snack. It's kind of dicey water, you know what I mean? But hey, benefit of the doubt, I'm going to give him that A range, okay? And there's a reason for that, because these people are all very close, but also a fair bit dispersed out, alright? And sitting in that A range, I think, is very fitting for a Rouge, because he has a threshold of damage he needs to take to deal damage. Based on his ability, he's a tank. But to be a tank in the One Piece world, you need to have a threshold of HP that you just aren't going to get overwhelmed with. And in all honesty, I think his ability works against him at the moment. So I'm going to leave him at A. Alright? Now, we're going to check your route with Apu. Alright? My man, the DJ himself. The informant. Alright? Mr. Snitch. He's there with him and Hawkins are the Snitch brothers. Alright? Look. I'ma just straight up say he's an A+. Okay? I have hated Apu for a long time, and then I have fallen in love with Apu. The reason for those two statements is pretty much simply as follows. His sound attacks work really well, but if you block your ears, you completely counter him. But he also has Tonfa that he should be able to use to beat up people, okay? He's got a 350 mil bounty, alright? So he's got an equal bounty to Capone, right? So in terms of the world government, they're around the same threat level. But he's less off than Zoro, considering Zoro just cut through the Tonfa. He doesn't have that defensive capabilities like that. So he's a ranged fighter, but he's a really potent ranged fighter. The thing that surprised me the most about Apu, alright, is the fact that that man is a tank. He is probably second only to Luffy, Zoro, Kid, and Arouge for how much tank ability he has, alright? We had Zoro do a line song slash and cut that man's belly clean, alright? We had Drake bite down hard on that man. We had Kid smack him with a big ass metal fist to the face while off guard, alright? And my guy Apu, beyond all belief, keeps getting back up and just keeps looking at you just like, if you're gonna rock the might, you better rock the might hard, alright? So, look, he's an A+. Which brings us to our last supernova, the supernova that we have the least amount of information about. The only things really going for her are her connection to Kuma and the fact that she has escaped from Akainu after having a fight and losing to the Blackbeard pirates, okay? So, look, Bonnie's a hard one. She's a lot like Sugar in the potential one-shot category, okay? But I haven't seen enough from her. She doesn't seem like she's got shave. From what we saw of her in Stampede, she's not super fast. I'm going to put her tied with Capone at A- for now. She might move up to A or A+ in the future, but look, in all honesty, I can't give her any more than that for the moment, okay? So, this is my One Piece Supernova tier list. Tell me what your thoughts are on this tier list in the comment section down below. I'll include a link to the tier list so that you guys can fill out your own Supernova tier list, and you can join me over on Twitter and at me and show me what your tier lists are and tell me where you disagree with my list and why you disagree with my list, alright? The discussion is, it's welcome, to say the very least, alright? that being said, that is this video done. You know what you can do to help out the channel. Like I said before, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon for more notifications like this. If you ever want to talk anything anime and manga related, you can do so by joining the Discord. The link to the Discord is in the description down below. Okay, join the Discord, and until the next video, I'll see ya. Peace.